Hey guys, I think I'm live, but this thing is, pretty tricky. So what I'm gonna do is trying to go live on my phone so I could commentate on the computer, but leave it to YouTube to mess me up. Okay. And then let me just, so, also, that's my computer, sorry. Oh, hey, Gray Man. Okay. Yeah, I think I got it. So, if you guys are here, then you guys got it. So, let's talk about some comics. I'm actually gonna go to the other live stream, and I'm gonna tell. Hey, Go-To Geeks. Yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone that the live stream's this one. Okay. Yeah, what I'm trying to do, this is my first time going live, and I'm using my phone to stream and my laptop so I could talk with you guys and interact. So, okay, so if you guys hear me typing, sorry. And what I'll do is I'll go back to my other one and take down that one. So I actually got a package in the mail today, and I'll do an unboxing right now. And like I said, this is my first time going live, so it's a little bit tricky. So here's the package. And it's actually it's a little bit different than what I usually get. I'll either get Captain America, Silver Age books, or I'll get Simon and Kirby books. But this one's actually Simon and Kirby, but it's a modern day version. I'll just show you guys what I got. So, if you guys have any guesses, you could always let me know right now. But I doubt anyone's gonna get this because it's not really what I usually get. So, it's one of my favorite characters by Simon and Kirby. Oh yeah, Gray Man, I understand your frustration. It says you can only you can only write like 200 words or something, but I don't get that. I mean, sometimes I'm trying to like write about like history on other people's streams, and when I'm talking like for example, if you hear kind of like a squeaky chair, sorry. The Gray Man, good guess, Sandman. Well, it's unfortunately not the Sandman, but it is a character from this wall right here. And I'll give you a hint from this side. So these came out in 2017, 2018. Hey, Genome and Jeffrey. Go-To Geeks, the Sandman purple variant. That one I am looking for, so I would like to get that. No, it's actually it's from this side, and it's by Titan Comics. So if you guys would probably get it if you've seen it. Any last minute guesses? Okay. Well, it's Fighting American. So this is by Titan Comics, and yeah, the Gray Man got it. Fighting American. So this is by Titan Comics. It's actually a really good run, and I got 2 each. And so this is issue number 0, and this is where they reprint part of issue number 1, where they reprint part of it. So you get like the origin story, and it's really cool. I'll show you guys if you haven't seen it. So at first they reprint the first story, and it's beautiful printing. And they reprint the first story, so I did a Throwback Thursday on this already. And then if you turn, so the first story ends here, and that's really the origin, and that's just, and then you turn it around. So the comics here, you turn it around here, and we have a sketch variant. Well, we have a sketch variant of issue number 1. That was a New York Comic Con exclusive. So then they talk a little bit about what we will be expecting from Fighting American in 2017, and it's really cool. So I'm glad to get this. So this issue is the one that I have back there. And yeah, so I thought it was pretty interesting, and I got these from online. So I got two copies of issue 0 by and these retailed for $10 each. Just issue 0 though. I guess because it was reprinting that. And I got issue 1, which this was cover A. So this is the one you guys saw, the black and white. So I got 2 copies of issue 1. And that's actually from the splash page of Fighting American issue number 4 from Simon and Kirby's run in the 50s. I got issue 2, which I really like this cover. We have Fighting American leaping towards you with Speed Boy in the background. And just kind of reminds me of the Bullseye covers. If you look at, this one's not the best. Fine, let's see if we have the Bullseye cover. You see where they have the rings? I don't know, I really like that. So we have 2 copies of issue number 2 and 2 copies of issue number 3. So this way I have a reading and almost like a file copy. And I believe that there's 4 issues in the run, so I still have issue number 4 to go. But I'm happy to pick these up while I can. So, I mean, does anyone have anything that they want to talk about? In particular, maybe some comic history or something? Or, I don't know. I thought this was almost like a experimentation stream and everything, and we have 4 people watching, so that's pretty good. And, yeah, so let me know if you guys want to talk about anything in particular. Okay, there's the Gray Man says that not heard of Titan. There's a UK Titan who do Judge Dredd comics alive. Okay, so really quickly, Jeffrey just asked the question, but I'm gonna talk about Titan really quickly. So Titan Comics, the owner Nick, I believe he owned the Forbidden Planets in the UK, I believe. But I don't think he owns them anymore. So I mean, they have comics and they come out with comics. It's actually, they have pretty nice comics, and I know they have a few like gaming comics, and they do a lot of Doctor Who. So if you guys are into that, I mean, I would check them out. They have some nice stuff. I see them at the New York Comic Con, and I see their booth, and they always have Doctor Who. And okay, so now on to Jeffrey's question. Do you read any new books, or do you stick to the classics? I read new books from time to time, not too much. So for example, here, let me just get a stand. And I actually built this stand by myself. It's actually adjustable. But I'll read new comics from time to time. I don't buy them too much. But like once in a while I'll read new comics, and I'll actually get a few comics. But it's kind of, for me, it's kind of rare. Pick this up. To tell you the truth, the only reason why I picked this up, not gonna lie, I picked this one up because of Kirby and almost as a spec book. And I picked this one up because it was a Simon and Kirby variant. So I do mainly read classics, but like I said, I will pick up them once in a while. But like, for example, I'll pick these up, like the True Believers, if I can get them. I mean, $1's a good price, but I actually got this for 50 cents. I made a video about it, and I made a video about how to get deals, and this was one of them. So I've only paid 50 cents for this, which I think is a steal. And yeah. So next, the Gray Man asks, how did you get into Golden Age? Well, with Golden Age, these comics are my except for this one. Yeah, except for this one. These are all my dad's comics. He read them while he was a kid, and he was a very big fan of Simon and Kirby's. And I guess since he had all these books, it's just it almost rubbed off on me that he had these books, and from a young age, you know, I just saw these books and I was like, wow, I like these books, and I got really accustomed to this style. So I think that's why I really like the Golden Age. Also, because as I grew up, I started to, since I had these books already and they were accessible to me, it just really, I don't know, secured my love for them. I don't know what to say. Yeah, but like I said, I don't only read Simon and Kirby. Like, I also like some Marvel stuff, some DC stuff, and I also read other stuff like the Marvel stuff, which you guys saw. I have a bunch of Captain America books, which I'm a huge Captain America fan. Sorry for the glare. But yeah, so I really read the classics. So the Gray Man said he got a reprint of the first Justice League story yesterday, and they really are. The reprints, I mean, it's not, no matter what, it's really not the same as the original characters. I mean, what am I talking about? It's because I just read Gray Man's comment. It's really not the same when you read a reprint and the original book. Like, if I had a reprint of Fantastic Four 26 and this book, it feels different. I mean, the printing quality is different, but I mean, this isn't the best example, but for example, Captain America Comics #1. I mean, I know a lot of people like that comic, and most people can't afford it. The reprints won't be exactly the same, but at least you have the story, and at least you're able to read what was in that comic. So, the Gray Man asks, who's your favorite DC character? I actually like a lot of DC characters. From Marvel, I'm a big Captain America guy, but I also like a lot of DC. I like Superman stories. I like Batman stories, and the Justice League, I've never really read their stories. Justice Society of America also, I haven't really read their stories. But Superman I like, Batman. Never really read any Wonder Woman books. I like the Sandman. I do very much like the Sandman, and not the 1940 Sandman, but also the 1974 73-74 Sandman. So, yeah. Okay, so Jeffrey asks, Captain America is good. I've just started to try and get some older Iron Man books. Yeah, the Iron Man books, if I don't know what you mean by if you mean like from the Iron Man series or the Tales of Suspense series, but Iron Man's a good character to get. I really like Robert Downey Jr.'s. Robert Downey Jr. is really good in the MCU. Iron Man's personally not my favorite character, but I mean, I like him in the MCU, but his books I don't really read too much. But if you are talking about the Tales of Suspense comics, I actually have a few of them, especially Well, one of them is this one. Oh, the Invincible Iron Man. Yeah. The ones from the 1968, the start with Iron Man 1. Oh yeah, those are definitely affordable, and I think those are way undervalued. You look at Captain America and his books from issue 100, and you look at Iron Man's, it's just it's really kind of strange, actually. I mean, I think they're super affordable, and I think you could definitely get those books, and I think they're pretty good. Like, I saw at New York Comic Con, Iron Man issue number 7, it was like $30. But talking about the Tales of Suspense Iron Man, I have the Marvel Milestone Edition. I know it's not the real one, but, you know, like I said, at least you have the actual story. Yeah, so Jeffrey says he was a Hulk guy, and yeah, the Hulk's a good character, and he really he didn't last. I don't know. I forget why his issue only lasted why his series only lasted 6 issues. And do you guys know? I always get this confused because my Marvel knowledge isn't the best as some people out there, but the Hulk started out in Tales to Astonish and then got his own series, or is it the other way around? Just gonna show some early Iron Man appearances. Actually, before that one, let me show one of my most expensive books that I own. Tales of Suspense 57, first Iron Man, first Hawkeye. I wish it was the first Iron Man. But yeah, these Tales of Suspense, especially the early ones, they're really nice quality, and I really like them. I think that they're pretty undervalued. And especially the series without the characters' names, it tends to get overlooked, like Tales to Astonish, Tales of Suspense. These series, they tend to get overlooked, but Amazing Fantasy, not anymore because Spidey, but they do tend to get overlooked, and I think it's a shame because they really have some great art and some great stories. So the Gray Man says he prefers to buy his books cheap, quantity over quality for him. I actually agree with that to a certain extent. I don't mind low grade. I know some people, they like mid to high grade. I actually really don't mind low grade. But if you want high grade, it's no problem, but like for example, this book, perfect example. Tales of Suspense 63, we have the retelling origin of Captain America, which I have to say is really similar to the Simon and Kirby retelling. They just added like one thing, like one panel different. And but what I do have to say is, you see, there's a big chunk cut out, and I forgot how much I paid for this book. I think I wrote it on the back. And I did not, which is odd. Oh, $7.45 on eBay. This book easily goes for like $20-30, and it's low grade, but I mean, low grade, like a lot of people say, low grade's better than no grade, and you know, I could have spent $20-30 on a mid grade, or I could spend $7 and use the other 13 and buy another book. So, I mean, if I truly love a book, like for example, I don't know, well, this book's a perfect example. My dad and I recently picked this book up, and we didn't want a low grade one, but we didn't want a high grade one because the high grade would easily cost like $200, 100 something. So we got a mid grade, and we got it for a good price. We only paid $30 when this book in low grade was going for $30. So for me, it's patience, and it doesn't always mean that you have to get high grade. So Jeffrey says he agrees, and yeah, you know, the beat up books, some of them really have a character to them, and if you saw We Love Comics, he recently got Avengers 1, and all the characters were cut out, and I left him a comment, and I told him, you know, it's really low grade, and I know it probably doesn't appeal to most buyers, but for me, it just adds character to that book, and it's very unique. Okay, and Fiverr's here. So he said he's late, but no problem. I mean, I was late starting the stream. I couldn't figure out how this thing works. So, I mean, whatever. Um, so the Gray Man says he likes the comic. He cares more about the story and the comic being all pristine. And yeah, that's another thing with the higher grade comics. You know, every time I have to read it, like if it's a really high grade, my hands are always shaking because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna damage it. I mean, every page you have to be so careful. I mean, it's just like it almost puts another layer of pressure on you. And you look at this book right here. This book's pretty high grade. This Boy Explorers from 1946, which this comic is actually high grade most of the time. It's easy to find in high grade. But if you look at the spine, it's a pretty nice spine. The only thing wrong with it is this bottom corner. But other than that, it's really nice condition from 1946. Are you kidding me? But I haven't read this issue because I'm so afraid to open it. I don't want to damage it. So I am looking for a low grade copy, but I'm not willing to spend a lot because I already have the issue. So I'm looking for like a low grade comic for like 20 bucks, less than. Okay, I always lose my place when I'm reading the comments. Okay, and so Jeffrey says he reads everything and he doesn't grade his books. So yeah, he's happy to have the books as long as they're readable. And I totally agree, you know, coverless comics. I mean, coverless, I like looking at the cover art, but if it's like such a... For me, I don't mind having coverless, but if I could have like a comic with like part of the cover missing and coverless, I think I'd rather the part of the cover missing. But sometimes you just can't choose. So, and so they're talking about patience, and patience is another thing. You know, patience is really hard. Oh, so the Gray Man says he'd rather have a cover, really. Yeah, me too. I mean, the cover for me, even if there's like a chunk missing, what are you gonna do? Like, I always use the example, Captain America Comics 1. Would I rather have a low grade or one that was a return copy with the top cut off? Of course, I'd rather one with the return copy. Would I mean, but it's Captain America Comics 1. It's like X-Men. I mean, X-Men 1, more people can afford X-Men 1 than Captain America Comics 1. So it's like Action Comics 1. Would you rather a return copy or coverless? I mean, I can't afford a complete copy, so I'll have to take the return copy. And the Green Man says, yeah, he says he doesn't grade. I don't grade books either. It's really because I think it's because I don't want to spend the money, and I mean, then I can't read the comics. Because just spending like 30 bucks to get a book graded, I mean, I could buy another book with that 30 bucks, and it's just, Okay, so the Gray Man says, if you guys didn't know, he was going to a convention recently, and he said the con was yesterday, and it was very pricey. That's what he thought. And there was a comic with half a cover, and I bought it online for half the price. So you bought the cover. So you bought the. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying at the convention they had the comic with half the cover, and you bought a full cover online for half the price of the convention. Correct me, Gray Man, if I'm wrong. But if that's the case, yeah, that happens a lot at conventions, and you know, conventions, they can be overpriced. It's all about finding the right dealer, and sometimes you just get lucky. But these conventions, the dealers are trying to make money, and I mean, what I do is I like to go around, and I like to look around, even if I don't buy anything, because... Yeah, so I was right with what he said. So, I mean, do you want to reveal to us what comic you got, or do you want to save that for a video? Like, do you want to tell us which comic it was? I mean, these conventions, they were, all these dealers are trying to make money, and It really depends on how large the convention is, because you have to take into account how large the convention is. The larger the convention, the more the convention will cost the sellers. So he said it was X-Men 60. X-Men 60. So it's a pretty... Is it a 12 center or 15 center? Like I said, my Marvel knowledge isn't the best. But I actually might be picking up at these conventions, I actually prefer the smaller conventions. Like New York Comic Con, it's a very big convention and everything. And I really don't mind it. And now we have 7 people watching. Okay, so Grayman told me September 1969. Oh, that's one of your birthday books. September 1969. Grayman, you want to know something? Here, I want to show you something. This book was from September 1969. But I don't know. I'm just torturing Grayman because he's been looking for this book for. That's one of his grails, but you'll get it. It's all about patience, and with these conventions, you see. Okay, I won't torture Grayman anymore. But with these conventions, they're trying to make money, and they want to sell their books, but they also want to make money. So, sometimes they will be overpriced, and sometimes you really can't find deals, but patience is key. For example, Grayman's been chasing that book, the Cap 117, for a while now. And he said they had it, but it was very pricey, yeah. But what I do is, if I can't find it at a convention, like, I like to buy it at a convention, but there's a convention in New York called Big Apple Comic Con, and it's a smaller convention. But there was a dealer that I met, and he was selling, I don't know if I told this story before, but he was selling, like, buttons, and, which I'm gonna show you guys. But he was selling buttons, and, I started talking to him, and I actually bought a few of them from him. You know what? Give me a sec, I'll go get it for you guys. Okay, got them. Just wrecked everything. It's fine, I got them. Okay, so I got these buttons, and he was selling these buttons, and he was telling me the history behind them, which this was like 2 years ago, so I don't really remember. So if you guys have any information or any knowledge on this, he was selling these buttons. I think he told me these were like from when Disneyland first opened. But these haven't been popped out. You could pop these out and sit them on the table. But I don't want to do that. They've been so nice for so long. But, and he didn't have any comics, but he had all these cool stuff. And I started talking to him, and we actually became friends. The next year when I went back, because I always go to that convention, I asked him, will you be here next time? And do you have any comics? And he told me he has some comics at home, but not too many. But he'll bring them next year. So he brought them the year after, and I actually mentioned this in How to Get Deals video, and he had the Cap 117, and he had a bunch of books, and they were really cheap, because his price guide was 15 years old, but, they were, sometimes you just find these dealers who don't know what they have, but, I just couldn't buy it from him, and I felt really bad, so I told him, like, the actual price. It was like $45. But, and this year I'm going back, and last time I didn't have enough money, but he held X-Men, I think 28 and like 24, and it's only like $20, or like $30. And if you guys know, can you tell me if that's a good deal or not? Okay, so Pages, Films, and Plastics, I really like that name. He just joined us, and he's saying hi to everyone. And I'm just telling a small story, and like I said, you make friends with these dealers, and it could really pay off, because you really never know what they have. And especially with some of these deals, like this year I went to New York Comic Con, and I became friends with a guy, and he owns a comic book store, and it's called Super World Comics. So, I forgot how much I paid for this. I think I paid like $10 for this. He had it at like 15. But I became friends with him, and he had some Simon and Kirby books. And you know, I told him, if you have any low grade Simon and Kirby books, just let me know next time. And he'll be at Big Apple Comic Con, and he said he'll go back to his warehouse and find some for me. So it's really about patience and just making these friends. And I mean, it can be tough though. I mean, there's books that I've been waiting and been trying to get. For example, Boy Commandos. I desperately want one of those books. And not from the 70s. Those are the reprints. I want, like... Sorry if you heard, like, a motorcycle. It's out the window. But, a Boy Commandos book from the 40s. I just really want one of those books, and it's so hard to get. And so, Pages, Films, and Plastic, he said, thanks so much. He said, thumbs up for Simon. I mean, I would appreciate if you guys would, give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you're enjoying it. Of course, it's not mandatory. But yeah, so on eBay right now, I mean, guys, don't go bid. Do not bid. But I am looking at the books, and I mean, I might get them. I might not though, because they might go out of my price range. And thanks, Gray Man, for hitting thumbs up. And now we have 8 people watching. Oh, 7 people watching. So, if you guys have any more questions, let me know. Do you guys know anything about these Disney pins or anything? First time seeing them? I mean, they're pretty... If I'm near an airport? No, I'm sort of near an airport, but it's a few miles away. I'm not directly by it, but I don't know. The street I live on is crazy. They have this really cool Disney button, and if you guys are a fan of Disney and their theme parks, this is really cool. This is I Like Disneyland, and this was from the year the Disneyland first opened, the first Disneyland ever. I mean, I think I paid like $5 from of this, and I didn't know what this was. He just told me, and I didn't know how much it was going for, but he said $5. I said, why not? And I came home and I looked online. I think it was like $30 online. But I really like it. If you guys are Disney fans, I think you guys will like this too. So, Pages, Films, and Plastic says he's never seen those buttons before. I mean, yeah, at the place, it was my first time seeing Gray Man. Thanks, Gray Man, for he said good luck bidding on the books. I really hope I win though. I hope I win them. I mean, let me see how much they are at now. Okay, so right now the prices haven't changed. They end tonight, so you know, 6 hours to go. Let's go. Prices don't change. Okay, so Jeffrey wrote, I live fairly close to Disneyland. I know people are into collecting Disney pins and buttons and trade them and collect them. I've never seen the ones you have, but have seen some others. Yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, the first time I saw them too. And here we have a Minnie Mouse. I mean, it's just really cool. Oh, I think I have like 1 or 2 more, but I just can't seem to find it. And it's somewhere in my drawer. I just have too much stuff. But yeah, so you guys have any questions on comic history of the Golden Age? Maybe about Superman, Batman, Simon and Kirby, Jack in the Golden Age, Jack Kirby in the Golden Age, Mort Meskin. Do you guys know who Mort Meskin is? Let me know, because if you guys don't know who Mort Meskin is, I could tell you a little fun fact, and I think you guys would think it's pretty cool. So, but, okay, so Jeffrey told me to tell you. So, Mort Meskin, he was a, he would pencil and ink. I don't know enough to even ask questions about the era the Gray Man wrote. That's hilarious. Okay, so the Simon and Kirby team, they had a studio in the 50s. And especially in the 50s, like they would have like a small studio here and there, but especially in the 50s, they had a Simon and Kirby studio. Pages, Films, and Plastic says, do you know what is the most expensive Golden Age book? I don't pay attention to the prices, but I believe it was the Action Comics 1. I mean, I don't have that book. I wish I did. But I believe it was Action Comics 1. It's on the bulletin board behind me. But I think it sold for like $3 million on eBay. That's one book I won't be bidding on. But I know they have also like the Gray Man says no one we know has that book. Hey, you never know. Maybe someone here has it. I know the Go-To Geeks have a great comic book collection. Maybe they have it. Who knows? But I mean, I actually want to show you guys something. I mentioned that I do drawings and like recreations of comic covers, and I've been working on one. I've been working on Action Comics 1. Here, I'm gonna show you guys real quick. It's just a sneak peek. This is only my second one, but I like doing like the recreations of the covers, and I don't really like to incorporate my own style. I just like to use theirs, and I like to make it as close as to the cover as possible. Now, this one was the first. This is Action Comics 1, but this is like the second recreation I did, and this is not traced or anything. But it's incomplete. I'm still working on it. I have to still change stuff, but let's see. Let's do this where it don't mess up. Let's see if this can happen. I don't know if you guys can see it well enough. Okay, so this is Action Comics 1. Like I said, it's incomplete. It's incomplete. I have to totally redraw this guy. His face is totally messed up. The only thing I don't like about what I drew here is the car is not, it's the angle, it's not significant enough. And I don't like to color them. But this is just my second one. So, I mean, I just based it off of this image. So, but it's really not done. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I got sidetracked with Action 1. Okay, so Mort Meskin. Simon and Kirby, they had a studio. They had a studio, especially in the 50s, and they did Fighting American, Bullseye. Those were some of the titles that they did. And there was an artist called Mort Meskin, and oh, hey Ringman, and he says, sorry I'm late, trying to organize some books. Yeah, no worries, I was gonna do that, but then I realized I don't have that many books and they're all already organized. So the Simon and Kirby studio, they had an artist called Mort Meskin. And he did work on Justice Traps the Guilty, but he did a lot of work on Black Magic. Black Magic had like 5 volumes or something like that. But he was a great artist, and he inked a lot too. He did some of the romance comics. So Mort Meskin, he was one of the staffers alongside Jack Kirby, Joe Simon, Ben Oda, and Mort. He was very talented. But once I forgot, this was either when he came out of he went to an insane asylum. He went to a mental asylum, and I forgot why he went. But I think it was after he came out of the mental asylum, he needed work, and Joe and Jack, they gave Mort Meskin work. But he couldn't draw. He would sit in front of the table. He couldn't draw anything. And one day, Joe, he drew a circle and a few squares, and then Mort just started drawing. And he would turn out page after page after page after page. And it was beautiful work for Black Magic and all these things. Okay, so the Gray Man says, who did the stories for Simon and Kirby? Did they script and draw? Okay, so Simon and Kirby, they did everything. So Kirby, Joe would normally do the layouts, because I mentioned this a few times, but Joe started out in the Rochester Journal, and he started, I forgot, yeah, it was probably I always mix up the name, but he started as a newspaper artist, upstate, and once they were closing down, he came to New York City. He got a job at Fox. Not the 21st Century Fox that we know on TV, not the Simpsons Fox, but the Fox Feature Syndicate. And these are one of their books from 1939. He worked at Fox. That's where he met Jack Kirby. He met Kirby either at Fox or at a New York convention, but they worked together on Blue Beetle issue number 2. Now, Blue Beetle number 2, that was their first partnership. They worked together, and Joe would usually do the layouts because he started out as a artist for the newspapers, and he did the boxing section. So Joe would usually do the layouts. Jack would do a quick pencil. Joe would erase some of his pencils and redraw them, and then Jack would erase Joe's and redraw them, and they would erase each other's stuff until they had one uniform product. And they would draw like each other's style. So they had to draw like one style. So the public, the kids who were reading, they couldn't tell, oh, this look, Captain America here and Captain America here look like two different Captain Americas. And so usually Joe would write. Joe Simon would write. Jack Kirby did the pencils. Usually Joe Simon would ink. And this is in the early 40s. Later in the 60s, same situation, but other people would ink too. Other people would write short stories and everything. But this was in the 40s. And so Joe usually edited the comics. He would draw the comics. He script the comics. Jack would draw the comics. Joe would do the layouts. And they were a team. And the Gray Man. Okay, so the Gray Man just said something caught my attention, because when I talk about stories, I get carried away. So the Gray Man, he said. So the Gray Man said, I want some Blue Beetles sometime maybe. And the Gray Man said, I got one. Nice. The Gray Man, old Blue Beetle. This is a good stream. Thanks so much. Okay, the Gray Man. The Blue Beetle I think you're talking about, is it from Charlton or is it from DC Comics? Charlton did a Blue Beetle, and DC did a Blue Beetle. So the same company, I'll put these away now, which I didn't even show them to you guys, whatever. The Blue Beetle, he started out in Fox, and I actually have a copy of the cover somewhere. I'll have to go and look for that. I don't know where I put that, but here, guys. Okay, the Gray Man says Charlton. Give me like 3 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, got it, guys. Got it. Okay, so the Blue Beetle started out in Fox Publications. Now, this isn't an actual comic. This is just the cover. So this is the Blue Beetle, and it started out at Fox. This was originally Lou Fine art. So Lou Fine, he did a lot of work for Fox. And this was actually Joe Simon ghosting for Lou Fine. So here, let's see if we have... I have a bunch of these comics, the covers printed out, because I can't afford them. But hopefully one day I'll check them off my list. So here's a Blue Beetle 2. That's actually a scan of the book. Okay, here, right here. And this is Blue Beetle issue number 3, covered by Joe Simon. So just beautiful, beautiful, and I actually had these two in my intro, my new intro. Which, what do you guys think about my new intro? Do you guys like it? Okay, so the Blue Beetle started out at Fox Publications. At Fox Syndicate Publications. Later, when they were going out of business, the Blue Beetle ran on for, I think, like 5 volumes. After that, Charlton bought the Blue Beetle from Fox. They did some books. I think Steve Ditko even drew some of them, or he drew them for DC. Then, and so Charlton did it. Steve Ditko drew for either DC or DC or Charlton's Blue Beetle. Then DC brought it from Charlton. That's why the Blue Beetle is sometimes in the Justice League. Yeah, the Gray Man says he drew it for Charlton. Yeah, get those mixed up. But so that's a little bit about the Blue Beetle. But oh yeah, forgot to mention this. But I have a 100 subscriber contest. It's actually ending soon. Is it getting darker? I'm not sure. Maybe that's a little better. Is that better? Okay, and Grayman, tell me your question. Just really want to go, as Grayman's typing his questions. Here is Blue Beetle. Here, just saw it. That's the cover that I just showed you. That's the black and white version. That's issue 2, issue 3. I just showed these to you guys. See, this is Blue Bolt. I don't know what issue this is. Oh, number 7. Blue Bolt in the corner. So this is the comic book makers. I'll be giving this away, my 100 subscriber contest. And, I mean, whoever wins my contest, it's first place prize. You get this and the Fighting American hard. Okay, so this was what I was talking about. Joe Simon in the newspaper. Oh yeah, the Gray Man says he meant the hero, the question. Yeah. And Joe worked in, this was right after he got out of high school. So when you're like 19 and you could draw like this, I mean, no, I don't even have words. So he would do the boxing section of the newspaper, and these are some of the things that he drew. Yeah, Rochester and Syracuse. Just amazing. And this book really tells you so much stuff. And, okay, so Jeffrey says, I have the hardest time with glare. I try all kinds of stuff, and it's a pain to deal with. It really is. And what I usually do is actually stack some boxes up on the window, then I just turn on a light. But there's something about the sunlight that gives it like a natural light. So, you know, for the live stream, I was like, might as well, you know. And so, oh, Rayman, was that Rocky? Let me see. I mean, I'm telling you, this book, it's really great. It talks about Captain America and Blue Bolt. Yeah, you guys hear the airplanes? If you guys hear it, tell me about it. It's so annoying. No, I don't think it's, wait. No, it's nothing with Rocky. It's Bob Pastor. And, Bob Pastor, and in an early assignment for Syracuse Journal, he drew Joe Louis squares off against Primo Carnera. So, yeah, Jeffrey hears the planes now. Yeah, I hear them all the time. It's really annoying. So just really want to remind you guys about my contest. I know most of you guys have entered. You get this book, which, no, you get a new copy. This is my personal copy. You get this book, and you get, keep this here, you get Fighting American issue number, this is the Marvel reprint. So, that's first place, and second place is just the Fighting American book. And, oh, well, just hit the table. I'll read a list of the people who, really quickly, who entered. Matilda Gothica, she prize tagged John's Comics with Kids, 3 entries. Metarock, 3 entries. Go-To Geeks, 3 entries. The Gray Man, 3 entries. Comic Geek McD, 3 entries. Fiverr's Revenge, 3 entries. Geeky GMT, 3 entries. Rayman the Silencer Man, 3 entries. JD, 3 entries. Future Retro Entertainment, 1 entry. And John's Comics with Kids, so far, 1 entry. So, just really want to... the Gray Man says, and assign Action Comics 1 drawing. Thank you for my next contest. I'll think about it. Okay, so Pages, Films, and Plastics asked a great question. And the Gray Man, I am hungry too, so we have something in common now. He says, how do you enter my contest? On my channel, I actually have a video. It's my contest and my 100 subscriber contest. I'll just tell you the rules real quick. We'll just show 2 collectibles, 2 books that you would never sell, and if you collect a certain age of comics, like if you collect only horror, if you collect Golden Age, if you collect Silver Age, if you only collect Modern Y, and so yeah, and okay, so anything you guys want to talk about? I was going to say something, but I get sidetracked so easily. What was that I was going to talk about? I don't know, but when I think of it, and I will, probably when the stream's over, I'll think of it. I'll just show off some books. So, what are you trying to get next? Jeffrey asked. What I'm trying to get next, I'm really trying to get, I don't know, I just really want to get a Simon and Kirby Boy Commandos book. I mean, it's been haunting me. Well, Genome, you could just really say any 2 books if that's the case. What is your first comic book memory, the Gray Man says? Comic book memory. So, what I'm gonna answer it as, like, related to comic books. So I'm gonna say, like, Captain America. I mean, I don't know, it's just, as long as I could remember, I've always known Captain America in my life. I think that's why I'm so close to it. But back to Jeffrey's question. What are you trying to get next? I'm always trying to get Captain America comics 1 through 10. So if anyone wants to do a trade, I mean, I'll gladly trade all my Captain America books for that issue. If anyone wants to trade. But I don't know, Boy Commandos, really any Simon and Kirby book that I don't have, I'm willing to get. Do I remember the first story I saw and read? Well, I remember seeing Captain America Comics 1. But it wasn't the actual comic. It was just a trade paperback. And I actually have it somewhere, but I have to look for it. And I remember reading part of it, like a few pages, but I was like really young and I didn't. I mean, I think that's why I'm so close to Cap. It's like the first little things I really read. But yeah, really any Simon and Kirby book I'm trying to get that I don't have. I'm trying to get Double Life of Private Strong #1. I have 2 copies of #2. But rather, which I'm not trying to sell it, but I wanted issue #1. Have I been collecting comic books most of my life? Not really, actually. I actually started, like, last year. Was it last year? It's 2018 now. Yeah, about last year. Like I said, these are mostly my dad's, so... I mean, I got this one a few months ago when I first started my YouTube channel. I just got it. And, yeah, I've only started collecting comics, like, myself recently. But I've always, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to share the hobby with my dad. Um, so, I mean, usually I look on eBay or a few, because these books at comic shops or at conventions are like they're not even reasonably priced. I mean, some of them are, but they're like way too much for my budget. When will you see my dad as channel co-host? Well, I mean, we'll see. I think he wants to be paid because he's a special guest. If I tell him that, but I don't know. I mean, maybe when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting though, to have him as a co-host. But yeah, that's interesting. Maybe I'll do that one day. So I mean, there are just so many books I would like to get. You know, the Star Spangled comics. Jeez, they're expensive. I mean, I'm just trying to get one of them. Even a low grade one, it's like $80. Like a 3.0 is like $300, $200. I mean, yeah, it's like $200. Jesus. But I do. I mean, I don't know if anyone else does this. This may just be me because I'm me. But I actually like to print out the covers of books that I can't get. Red Raven Comics 1 from Timely Comics. Cover art by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. The Gray Man it would be funny if he came in and said, "Hey, what are you doing with all my comics?" I mean, he told me that he wanted to do that before, but I mean, okay, I see the fly. So like that fly issue in the background, did you ever read the short-lived Impact comic series, The Fly? And oh yeah, that's good. Rayman just wrote Jeffrey, thanks for the sub. Just subbed you back. That's really good. Everyone sub everyone up. And to answer Genome's question, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back now. And okay, so what would your best guess? What would it be if what did I go and get? Of course, Impact annuals The Fly. I mean, this is the annual one. So yes, I have heard of it. I would like to complete the series, but it's not something that I'm dying over. Just because it's not the best. I mean, hate to say it. I mean, these aren't that expensive, but I mean, if I can find this in the dollar bin, I'll pick it up. But other than that, I'm not really looking for it. Maybe when I actually, yeah, Genome says, he doesn't remember having the... Oh, the Gray Man said, oh, geez, just what I need. Someone's car alarm's going off now. Sorry if you guys hear that. Okay, so sorry if you guys hear the. Okay, wait, I've missed a few. Okay, the Gray Man says you have chosen the hardest age to collect. I think I like that idea of printing up your Target covers. Looks great too. Yeah, I mean, why not? You know, I mean, I might as well look at the covers. And okay, so love Simon's backdrop, mostly characters I never knew before, really. Yeah, I mean, with this channel, I'm really trying to introduce, since I got introduced to these comics, to introduce them to you guys, because I know you guys know Captain America, Iron Man, these characters, but you guys don't know Fighting American, you guys, most of you guys don't know The Fly, uh, Stuntman, Bullseye, Double Life, and, you know, I'm really just trying to introduce them to you guys. Because they're really great. Okay. And, Jeffrey says he knows a lot about books I've barely even heard of. Yeah, so, like I said, I'm just trying to share this knowledge with you guys. And Genome says he doesn't have that annual. He doesn't remember them having an annual. Yep, that's one more book for you to collect. The Great Man says he has some of them. I actually have the Shield, but I'm not gonna run back and get it. It's just a lot of work. And oh, so just wanted to let you guys know, I just got a notification. Metarog he just entered my contest. Just letting you guys know. I don't know why I let you guys know. You guys don't care. So Rayman says he hasn't seen any of those books, and Genome says he had most of their initial series, and Jeffrey says he's only known them from watching my channel, which, thanks. Yeah, Pages, Films, and Plastics. I talk a lot about these books, and I really try to, especially with my series Throwback Thursday, which I missed this Thursday, trying to introduce them to you guys and really show them. So next week we have this book, right here. And then after that, I'm going to start this month was all Fighting American for my series, for my contest. But for the next week, so we'll be doing like Double Life of Private Strong, we'll be doing The Fly, we'll be doing Bullseye, Captain 3D, which I have right here. So Captain 3D, beautiful, beautiful book. Mort Meskin, Steve Ditko. This was like Steve Ditko's early professional works. Mort Meskin, 1955, Joe Simon, Jack Kirby. Harvey Comics. Okay, and Genome says I bought them all at Walden's Books. Showing my age. Yep, sorry, I've never heard of that store. So, sorry. The Fighting Americans costume looks very similar to the Super Patriots costume. Coincidence? Super Patriots. Let me look that up real quick. I haven't heard. I think I've heard of that, but I don't remember seeing it. Super Patriot. I remember hearing about it. Give me a sec, guys. Yeah. I typed in Super Patriots and came up with the Patriots from the NFL. Super Patriot creator. Okay. I see. Wait, I'm trying to get a good image of it, but I can't. Here, let me get an image for you guys if you guys haven't heard of it. Here, let me put it on the screen. And let me know, are you talking about this guy right here? Can you guys see that? I mean, if you're talking about that one, it sort of seems similar, but I'm reading that it was created in 1992. Fighting American was created in 1954. Oh wow, the comments have been blasting up. So I think it's I probably don't think it's a coincidence. I think he got the idea from Fighting American. Captain America originally then thought of Fighting American. Okay, so those impact were aimed at young readers. Yeah, I definitely think so. Okay, so Grayman says he'll watch Metarog's entry into my competition. Yeah, you can watch it just after the live stream. And Ray's leaving. He said pizza's here. He'll be back later. Okay, no problem. And Super Patriot was U.S. agent. Genome says, let's see. U.S. agent, isn't that from Marvel? And wasn't that originally Captain America? Yeah, it's originally Captain America. So I wouldn't be surprised, you know, especially these characters, they're just knocking each other off to became U.S. agent afterwards. Because see, so you guys know. Okay, so Super Patriot was U.S. agent. He took over from Cap in the 90s, I think. Well, Super Patriot's image and Cap's Marvel, Super Patriot image created by Eric Larson. Yeah, that's the one that I googled. Became U.S. agent afterwards. Different one that I was thinking of, Jeff. Oh my bad. Nope, I don't think he didn't look like that. Okay, so the image I got was wrong. Yeah, image guy. I'm getting confused. Who was the guy who took over from Cap? Okay, so the guy who took over from Cap was U.S. agent. Super Patriot was from Image by Eric Larson. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so do you guys hear what I said? Cap, then U.S. agent. That's Marvel. Super Patriot was a new character for Image. Okay, hard to describe, but Super Patriot was the original name for U.S. agent, but they had completely different references. Oh, you know what? Genome, is it the one that Liefeld drew? If it's the one that Liefeld drew, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I get confused a lot, but if that's the one, that just hit me. Let me look it up right now. Oh yeah, there's a Super Patriot Marvel Comics. Got it. I see it now. But that image looks a little different. Oh God, people outside don't know how to talk at a normal level. That's what I thought he meant, but maybe remembered wrong. I'm back going to listen while I'm eating. Okay, Ray. Just listen. Okay, so Jeffrey wrote Super Patriot was created for Marvel, but then they rejected it and Larson took him to Image with him. Oh. Okay, so Gino said gotcha. In Marvel, it was Cap, then Super Patriot, then U.S. Agent. Patriot and the Agent were the same guy, just different titles and costumes. Right. Okay, so I'm still confused. Well, it's not that I'm confused, it's that it's just all these characters taking over for Captain America. Can't we just leave him as Captain America? Okay, guys, is this the image that you're talking about? Let me know if this is the image that you guys are talking about. Because if it is, I mean, it's very similar. Let me see if you guys are. Oh wow, the chat is blasting up. Yeah, it's confusing. Anyway, didn't mean to create a big That was cool. The costumes look so. Just leave Cap alone. I mean, who knows? You know, especially with Marvel in the 90s, they did a lot of. Sorry for my chair. I mean, I hate this chair. But they did a lot of experimenting. You know what? I swear this. Is it getting darker? I'm gonna have to turn on the light soon. But yeah, they did a lot of experimentation, and they changed up a lot of characters, especially with I forgot what year the death of Superman was, and then I believe it was in the 90s. But I know that they did a lot of experimenting, especially in comics. They kept killing off characters, changing characters, making new characters that were just like the same character. I mean, that's where I like the Golden Age and the Silver Age. You had Captain America as Captain America. You had Iron Man as Captain America. As Iron Man and as Captain America. But, like, you would have, like, a quick death of Captain America, but it wasn't, it was actually just a decoy. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why I prefer the comics, back then. Okay, so Jeffrey said, just happened to do a spotlight on Eric Larson a little while back, so I learned all this stuff about Super Patriot. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go check out that video after the stream. I think everyone should. Yeah, images before my time, but my collecting style's after it, so I don't know what to say. That's the problem when you collect Golden Age, and here, you know what? I'm gonna turn on a light. I'm gonna get a light. Hopefully this works. It doesn't ruin everything, which probably will. Pages, films, and plastics. I don't live on a busy street. I don't live on a main street, but I live on a loud street. It's not busy, it's not loud, but it's just... I mean, I had the window like just cracked open just a little bit, and God, people when they walk outside, they don't know how to talk in a normal voice. Here, let's see. God. Okay, guys, I got it. Is that better? Let's see. Is that better, guys? Okay, so Marvel just ripped off Simon and Kirby again in the 90s with Fighting American. And I know why they did it. In the 80s and 90s, Awesome Comics, Liefeld's company, just, yeah, in the 80s or 90s, Rob Liefeld's company did a thing on Fighting American, and I think Marvel felt threatened by it, and that's why they released. They made a character called U.S. Agent or Super Patriot, like you guys said. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason. But you know, that's the thing with comics, just everyone ripping everyone off. Looks clearer. Yeah, this is the lighting that I usually use. It's just a lamp. It's just a huge lamp on my desk. So you guys like the lighting like this better? Okay, I'll do this next time. Are you guys enjoying the stream? I mean, this is my first stream ever. So, I mean, I'm having fun. I just, it's probably because I talk too much. But, I don't know, how long have I been streaming? 74 minutes. I mean, how long do you think I should, how long do you guys think I should stream? I guess 74 minutes. I think I'll do... So do you guys like the buttery hue, as Genome said? Actually, I kind of like it better. It gives it, I mean, yeah, buttery. I mean, I kind of like the buttery effect. It feels almost like cozy and homey. Okay, so I guess I'll do like another like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'll do another while. So but yeah, so what do you guys want to talk about? Just let me know in the comments. I like when you guys ask me questions. Pages Films and Plastics says, "What, first time? You're doing a very good. You're doing very good. Thanks so much. I mean, I was really excited, and I planned this last minute, so that the fact that you guys are all watching, like, I posted the thing about like an hour ago, an hour before I started, and I mean I couldn't get the thing working. Yeah, 76 minutes. But yeah, so what else should we guys talk about? I mean, next time I'm thinking about doing this like once every 2 months. I mean, no, not once every 2 months, like 2 times every month. I don't think I could do a weekly series because I'll just talk too much and everything. Rayman says, having fun eating pizza and watching. Oh God, making everyone hungry. Now I want some pizza. Pizza is one of the best things, in my opinion. Do you guys like pizza? I mean, I know some people don't like pizza for some reason. Yeah, Grayman says, what kind of toppings do you have? And Genome says, I'm watching 2 streams simultaneously. Yours and Geeky GMT. Yeah, you know, I was gonna watch, like, I was just about to start my stream, and I went to my subscriptions, and Geeky GMT just started streaming, and I was like, oh, man. And the Grayman says, not when reading comics, too messy. And Rayman says, pepperoni. Yeah, Pages, Films, and Plastic says bi-weekly would be great. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it bi-weekly. What days do you think I should do it? Weekends? Or weekdays? I mean, cause, I don't know, today I was like, I have time. Yeah, Pages, Films, and Plastic says, love pizza with extra cheese. I know. Oh, you know, he's been streaming game stuff lately. You know who else has been doing game stuff? JPL Flash. I think all you guys are subscribed to him, but if you're not, go check him out. He's a great channel. He's been doing yeah. I know a lot of people. Oh yeah, just want to point this out. You see this comic right here with the guy popping out. Do you guys like that? I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting. You know, you put it next to it looks like a guy's like, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, JPL and Geeky GMT have been doing gaming stuff. I know a lot of people in the community, they like comics and they like gaming too. Okay, Genome said either or weekends or weekdays, just not till after 5 East Coast for him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop the stream at 5 o'clock. And Pages, Films, and Plastics says weekdays because some people are busy weekends. But what time weekdays? I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, you know, JPL and Comic Geek McD. Even Grayman, you guys are over the pond, as we say. But right now, they're like 9 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock. Oh, yeah, the Grayman. Yeah, he does go. He did a little bit of gaming stuff. Yeah, Grayman, you did Fallout 4. I mean, here, you know what? Yeah, me personally, I'm not a big gamer. I mean, I don't own any gaming consoles or anything. I've just never had one. I mean, I had like an Xbox for like a month, but then I returned it at the end. I don't know why. And Jeffrey says, almost 1:30 in the afternoon in California. Yeah, California is 3 hours behind us, behind Eastern. So Pages, Films, and Plastics says 6 p.m. Weekdays. 6 p.m. Oh, but the thing is, TMZ, you know, if you guys are in, I don't know if they have it overseas, but TMZ 6:30. No, I mean, it's worth it. I think doing a 1 hour chat would be good. The Gray Man just made a hilarious comment. He said, "You're stuck in the past, brother. Behind the times, I visit you from the future to warn you to change your ways. So the Gray Man is 8 hours ahead of Jeffrey, who's in California. Okay, so Pages, Films, and Plastic says he lives in Puerto Rico, and time difference is about 4 hours from Pacific Standard. Pacific is California. Eastern is 3 hours ahead. So, Pages, are you 4 hours ahead or 4 hours behind? Wait, how do we get... We were talking comics, and how do we talk about time zones? Yeah, the Gray Man, 1 month till Christmas. Yeah, all these holidays are coming up. Hanukkah, Christmas, even New Year's. Yeah, Gray Man, my channel has it all. But I actually put this book up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but Brother Power the Geek. So Pages, Films, and Plastic, his time is 5:30 p.m. So he is 4 hours ahead of Jeffrey, and he is 1 hour ahead of Eastern. Oh yeah, Gino. It was the whole streaming times, yeah. But so I put this book up, Brother Power the Geek. This is issue 1 from DC Comics, 1968. And oh yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but you guys know Marvel Comics was sold in 1968. Yeah, Martin Goodman sold it. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. And, yeah, the Gray Man says it's a crazy title. It really is. And, the thing with Brother Power the Geek, it started in 1968, created by Joe Simon. And it only ran for 2 issues. And I think that's crazy, along with the crazy title. So it was about, I think it was about, like, hippies. And, I mean, but a guy at DC who didn't get along with Joe he said, Pages, Films, and Plastic says he saw a horror movie years ago titled The Geek. The Geek. I think I might have heard of it, but who knows? Okay, so Genome, back then a geek was a guy who bit off chicken heads at the fair. Yeah, so like it was, the geek was almost like yeah, it was like a, yeah, so the Gray Man says but he wrote the dangers of hippie land, free love is a dangerous thing. But Brother Power the Geek, so it was started by Joe, and the sales weren't too bad actually. However, there was a guy at DC, and this ran for 2 issues, Joe Simon cover, and like the Gray Man said, hippie land, and but there was a guy at DC who Joe didn't get along with, and the guy told the president of DC to cancel Brother Power the Geek after the 2nd issue, or it was during like the 1st, and it was almost to get revenge on Joe, but because he said, oh, it was promoting like drugs or something. I mean, oh god, now there's a screaming baby. I was like, oh, jeez. But yeah, I mean, it was a good. I haven't read it yet, but I know it's a good series. But I mean, just for that's some of the things that happened back then in comics. It was it wasn't just the comics were being put out. Everything was daisies and La La Land, and It wasn't, and there was a lot of rivalries in comics, and that was one of them. So that's a fun fact for you guys to know. Yeah, the 60s comics, they had a lot of those, like the Gray Man. He said, I love 60s comics for the way they all speak in the 60s cliches, slang, groovy baby. Yeah, I mean, that's what they did. And that's one of the things that the 60s comics did. Wait, so did you guys know that Marvel Comics was sold in 1968? Martin Goodman actually sold it? I mean, I personally did not know that. And, the Gray Man said I read a lot. I read a 70s with a vampire and a disco far out. And Jeffrey said, reminds him of Austin Powers. Yeah, in a way. In a way. Just a really nice cover, though. I've always liked this cover. Not the best Joe Simon cover, but still a nice cover. You don't have to file everything back. Oh, going back to Jeffrey's question about what book I'm searching for. I'm also searching for Boys Ranch #4. I have Boys Ranch issue 1 back here. Issue 1. I have issue 2, issue 3, issue 5, and 2 issues of #6. Just need #4. You know, the things that comics can do to you. You know, you just wanna. Oh yeah, the Gray Man's right. Comics are like historic time capsules, and you know, with the historic time capsules, it's just, I mean, comics are great and the things that they produce, but for me, I like the comics, but just as interesting I find is the history behind the comics, what went into making that issue, and what went on behind the scenes with the artists, with the writers, and with all these people. It's just very fascinating to me, the publishers, about the company being sold, why Marvel was sold. And it's just really, really interesting. Yeah, so any more questions? I mean, I'm always asking for questions. It's just because, when I don't have anything to talk about, I ask for questions. And when I think of something to talk about, I just go on and on and on. But, oh yeah, also, going back to Jeffrey's question, Bullseye. Trying to get Bullseye issues. This Bullseye issue #1. Great cover by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. Love it. It's one of my favorites. And just really great. Yeah, Genome's right. He wrote, yeah, they can make social issues the whole reason for being. Take Cloak and Dagger, for example. Yeah. And Genome says, released during the height of the Say No to Drugs years. And going to that, I actually want to show you something, because you brought up something. You brought up... And Rayman says he's full now. Rayman, did you save us some pizza? So this is the Captain America Say No to Drugs issue. Goes to war against drugs. I don't know who did the cover art. Do you guys know? I mean, it doesn't really look like John Byrne. No. John Byrne. I always say Byrne. Ugh. Always mess it up. But yeah, it's a nice cover. I don't know who drew it, though. But I know that there are, like, 2 versions of these. You know, 2 copies. There's one by, like, the FBI, and there's one by, this one's by the FBI, and I think they have one, like, oh, I forget. You know another series that doesn't go for much? Going back to the Iron Man books, I said, And Jeffrey wrote, that's what I feel like Stan Lee did. He always tried to work some real-life personal struggles into each of his characters. And Pages, Films, and Plastics, he wrote, love the cover and the message on the Captain America comic book. Yeah, it's a great message. Genome says, nice book. Segues, nice intro to Cap, freaking on crystal meth in the streets of Poison story arc. Yeah, do you know what issue that was? I mean, like I said, I'm not too good with the Marvel stuff. Oh, Rayman says he has that book. That's good. Yeah, Grayman has, Grayman, he's really been, his luck has been so great with all those hauls and everything. He goes to the flea markets, he comes back with like $100 every time. And always for like a great price. 370 something? Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So, going back to Jeffrey talking about the Iron Man comics, they're really underpriced. But another person's comics that are really underpriced is Doctor Strange. I mean, just like Iron Man, same situation. First appearance goes for a lot. Again, he started out in what was it? Strange Tales. He started out in Strange Tales. When he got his own, I mean, those appearances, especially the early ones, are worth like the early Iron Man appearances. And then as they go on, they start getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And then he finally has his own series starting out in issue 169, and that issue is worth like a nice amount, like $100. A little bit less than the Iron Man stuff. No, about the same as the Iron Man 1. But then right after that, the book's almost like the values, they're like 1/4 the value of Doctor Strange 169. And Jeffrey wrote, yeah, I was looking at some Doctor Strange books, but he didn't know what I was looking for. Jeffrey, which books were you looking for? I mean, I don't really own any Doctor Strange books. I only own... Here, did I put them back? Oh, I did. Okay, good, I did. I own this one who has Doctor Strange in it, which I showed this off also in my How to Get Deals video. We have Doctor Strange down here. Unfortunately, it's missing one page. Just one, not a wrap, just one page. And this one with Doctor Strange. But you see, these books don't go for a lot, even though it's his like 20th appearance, which isn't a lot. Okay, so Genome wrote Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and even Thor are Strange Animals. They weren't really all that popular compared to the other titles, but the movies have gave them some boost. Yeah, that's true. They weren't the most popular characters in the books. I mean, Thor, he started out in Journey into Mystery, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of the characters that we know, they started out in different series. Only, even now, I mean, like I said, I don't really read the new books. But even, especially in the Golden Age, I'll tell you a little bit about... In the Golden Age, when people had new ideas for books and for comics, the publishers, DC, Marvel, Archie, what it was, they didn't give them their own series. They would always start out in a different person's books. You look at Superman, Action 1. It doesn't say Superman 1. You look at Batman, Detective 27, not Batman 1. You look at Wonder Woman, Sensation Comics, not Wonder Woman 1. You look at all these, hey Seawater. Yeah, so, we're wrapping it up. It's gonna end at 5, so, still have a good 20 minutes of talking. It's a pretty long stream, already, 95 minutes. But, so, all these characters, they didn't start off in, by the way, we're talking about, the Gray Man showcase for DC Seawater. We're talking about, first appearances and how, some of the Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Thor. Some of these books, how after their first appearance and after their early appearances, the prices drop down. And really, these characters, you look at Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, you look at the showcase, All Flash was the Golden Age Wally West Flash, was his first appearance in All Flash Comics #1. I'm not sure about that. But you look at the Barry Allen Flash showcase, Challengers of the Unknown was in showcase. They always even Spider-Man. They stuck him in Amazing Fantasy, the last issue. Because they were afraid to put them in new issues that they weren't sell. So they would almost throw them in those issues and test them out. But there were some exceptions. I mean, for example, look at Submariner, look at Human Torch, Marvel Comics #1. They didn't have their own series. But there were a few examples. Captain America started out in his own series, Captain America Comics #1. That was very rare. I think Wally West, Pages, Films, and Plastics says, have to leave, Simon. Bring more live videos. God bless all my buddies here. Yeah, take care. Catch you next time. Probably be doing this in 2 weeks. Actually, I think I'll be doing this in what's it called? For my live contest drawing. Yeah, I might do that. Or I might not. I don't know. But yeah, take care. But this was very rare that they would that they would have their own titles. I believe Wally West started out in his own title, but other than that, it was pretty rare. Didn't happen too much. I mean, it happened occasionally, but not too much. So, just want to talk about that really quickly. Yeah, so, see, do you have any questions? Anyone, do you have any questions? Oh, yeah, Doctor Strange books. I mean, it's almost weird. So, the thing is, let's say Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange hasn't been, right, since Infinity War, his popularity has grown, but not a lot. Will Doctor Strange be like Captain America? The Captain America first movie, when it came out, didn't do the best at the box office. But with the second movie, I think in the Avengers he gained some popularity, but with his second movie, he really exploded. Everyone loved Cap after. Even if you're Team Iron Man, you still kind of, you respect Cap. And I'm not sure about the books, because I wasn't collecting them. But was the Captain America books, like Captain America 100, was that cheap before the first movie? Before the second movie? Because I know Captain America 1, that was cheap before, in like 2005, before the movie. I know it's really cheap. Right now, it's selling for like 100 grand. It was selling for like, I think 50 grand or less back then. Genome says he liked the Namor series in the 90s. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with those books. But I know Namor started out in, created by Bill Everett in 1938, 39. It started out in Marvel Comics 1 alongside the Human Torch. Yeah, the Doctor Strange movie, I mean, that movie, there are rumors that Scarlet Witch will be like, almost like Black Widow and Falcon in Cap 2. That's the rumors. Whether it happens or not, if it happens, I think it will boost the movie a little bit. But, I mean, a lot of people liked Doctor Strange after Infinity War. They thought that he was really good. And Jeffrey says, yeah, the Doctor Strange movie wasn't as great as the others. He didn't mind it, but a lot of people I asked didn't care for it. I mean, I didn't mind it too much, but it's not a movie that I want to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. Like, it's not one of those movies. For me, a movie that I like to rewatch is, okay, so see what it said. Frank Bruner. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. Doctor Strange has become a favorite of mine since I discovered it this year. Would love to get all his issues. Yeah, see, what year is that from? Is that like a brand new book from this year, or is it like a few years ago? Because like I said, I really don't collect the new books and everything. But I mean, but let's say Scarlet Witch does come to Doctor Strange #2, and let's say she is a guest star, and Doctor Strange is utilized like he was in Avengers 3 with where he sat there and like 100 of him, like that was really cool. But let's say they do something like that and everyone loves him. Will Doctor Strange 169 go up in price? Yeah, a lot. Will it double the price? About at least while the movie's coming out, it will double in price. Will it? Whether it stays like that? Probably not. Probably drop 25%, but still going to be worth more than it is worth now. So that book, I am trying to get. However, what about the books after? What about 170, 171? Will those be worth money? Maybe for like a split second. But one rare example was Black Panther. When Black Panther came out, anything with Black Panther in it rose in value. Everything rised up. His first appearance rised a lot. The Fantastic Four, number 52, that blew through the roof. I mean, it like tripled in price. But I mean, other than that, I don't think that's gonna happen to Doctor Strange, where everything will double in price. I mean, will go up in value. Some of the like 170, 171, maybe they'll go up, but they won't stay there. That's my personal opinion. Tell me what you guys think. So, Genome says, he said it seemed to rush. The ancient one was butchered. Also, the Inception building bending got on my nerves after a while. The building bending. I mean, it was kind of cool visually, but I do understand what you're saying. After a while, it got annoying. So I do understand. And see what going back to his comment, said, I think the 70s, it was Strange got on his... It was when Strange got on his first ongoing after the Strange Tales run, I believe. Oh, in the 70s. In the 70s, wait a second. When did Doctor Strange 169 come out? $169. I mean, I think Doctor Strange 169 is a good story to get. I mean, good book to get. Doctor Strange 169, yeah, came out in the 68. And one of the reasons why the great man said he didn't mind Doctor Strange. I never mind Doctor Strange. I always thought that he was an okay character, but it wasn't like Captain America. He never felt like an A-list character to me. He was like an okay character. He wasn't terrible, but he... Like, one character that I really don't care for, like, I don't care at all, is Nebula. I mean, I've never really... Oh, yeah, Seawater said he got 169 this year. A good book. Yeah, I'm working on getting it. My neighbor has it, but I think I might buy his few comic books from him. His collection. Yeah. But... You know, in 1968, I recently learned, oh yeah, I want to mention this really quickly. So, if you guys know, do you guys know who Robert Beerbaum is? Let me know if you guys know who Robert Beerbaum is. But I was talking to him the other day, and he'll be doing an interview, like almost like a Skype call interview, and I'll be recording it and uploading it onto YouTube. Maybe I'll even make it a live stream. I don't know yet. But we're gonna be doing a interview, and he told me he knows a lot about the history of comics. And Robert Beerbaum, he was yeah. Genome says very true. He really wasn't an A-list character. He worked much better as a guest appearance. Reminds me of Silver Surfer in that regard. I mean, the Silver Surfer, I think he has great potential, but he hasn't been used to even the slightest extent yet. I mean, when are they going to use Galactus? I think Galactus is coming. And Genome wrote, Silver Surfer, he was Norrin's older detective brother. I think you meant Silver Surfer, but if I'm wrong and you wrote, if you meant to write Silver Surfer, tell me who that is, because I don't know. Like I said, but going back to Robert Beerbaum real quick, he was was one of the largest comic book dealers in history. You guys probably know Bud Plant, but so yeah, I guess it was Gray Man says it was a pun. Yeah. But so Robert Beerbaum, he was. Oh, Gino. Yeah, it's fine. We all have typos. I mean, I have more typos than more people than what do. But Robert Beerbaum, he collected comics since he was a kid, and he was at the very first San Diego convention all the way till now, all the way till 2015, I think. But yeah, so he's you guys can go and check him out on Facebook. He has a page. But yeah, Robert Beerbaum, he knew Jack Kirby. He knows all these guys, and he's pretty big in the comic book selling market. He knows a lot about the history of comics. He's doing a book called Comic Book Wars, Comic Book Store Wars. So it'll be coming out soon. But I made a video, so just tell me if you guys want in the comments. Ask me questions. Do a little research on him if you don't know who he is. He's really good. I was chatting with him, and he told me, which I didn't know since I told you I don't know too much about Marvel Comics, is that it was sold in 1964. Martin Goodman sold it, and the new people who bought it, they wanted to ensure that Marvel would keep having the success. You know, that you don't want to buy a company and then run it into the ground. So they made Stan more in charge of everything, and that's why they gave everyone their own title. Submariner 1, Cap 100, Doctor Strange 169, the big premiere issue, the Hulk 102 big premiere issue, like this. So Genome said, but since I thought of it, I am gonna pitch it to Marvel. I mean, Silver Surfer would probably be more interesting than any character they've come up with in a while. Yeah, Marvel seems to be kind of bland lately, in my opinion. The characters, they haven't come up with anything new. With the Golden Age and Silver Age, they were really inventing and starting with new characters, changing things up, experimenting. They've just been the thing with the new comics. One of the things I really can't take is that they revamp every series every like 6 months. I mean, how many Spider-Man ones have they done? How many Captain America ones have they done? And then they have like 30 variants for each comic. I mean, I can't even do that. So, and the price tag, $5 per book. I mean, let's say I want 4 books. Let's say I want 2 DC books and 2 Marvel books. And they're like $3, what, they're like $2.99, $3.99. Some of them are $4.99. Okay, so let's say they're $3.99, so $4. If I want 4 of them, that's already $16. I could buy a lower grade Silver Age book for that money. I mean, the variants. You know what I always thought, which I'm gonna pitch to Marvel, which I'm gonna tell them when they do Captain America 1, cover 1B should be the Captain America 1 from 1941. And then cover 2B should be Captain America 2 should be. I think that would be pretty cool, you know, and they would directly reprint it. Okay, so the stream's gonna be wrapping up in 2 minutes. Just if you guys have any more questions, last minute questions. Yeah, you know, Jeffrey said he had to put X-Men back because he wanted something else. I mean, they have all these titles and people like them, but just too much. The price tag's too much. I would actually rather lower paper quality if the price was lower. Then I could buy more books. Okay, Gene, let's see, Woodard said you choose wisely. Jeffrey, hopefully issue 2 was better, haven't read it yet. And Genome said 70s, 80s, 90s, the mantra was just throw everything you could think of character-wise and see what sticks. Yeah, I know what you mean, Genome. Yeah, I mean, I wish they would go back to the day where they would keep Captain America Captain America. They would keep Iron Man, Iron Man. They would keep Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And they would, like, they could introduce new characters, sure, why not? But I can't take them, like, I recently heard, which I don't know if, okay, bye, Ray. Take care. Ray, man, yes, to go. But I can't take them revamping every series, and they kill, I mean, I heard that Daredevil, I think they're gonna, like, kill off Daredevil, like, they're starting a series called, like, The Death of Daredevil. Like, what, why? How many times has Daredevil died? I know, like, Elektra, she's died before, and they've brought her back. I mean, I don't know, I can't take it. They're having a, watch, they'll have a series called The Death of Daredevil, and then a few months after The Death of Daredevil, they're gonna have, like, another series, and the best title for it would be The Revival of Daredevil, because that's exactly what they're gonna do. And I really can't take when they do that. It just kind of just bothers me, and especially with the price tag and everything. Hey, Area 51, we're about to end the stream in like a minute or two. Sorry, I mean this stream was a little unannounced, but I'll be doing a stream. What day should I do the stream all the time? Oh, Genome, the new Daredevil will be deaf, but will regain his sight. Oh. I thought it was the death of Daredevil. Okay. Whatever. Then they're gonna have a series where he loses his hearing. Then they're gonna have a... they're gonna make it go back anyway. Yeah, you know, they really tried... Tacoma Comics is here. I'm glad I joined right at the end. Yeah. Okay, so Jeffrey said I'd go Saturday nights. Friday is busy with streams. Yeah, Friday has a lot of streams. I know you have a stream on Friday. But you guys, what time do you guys do your stream? Cause I wouldn't mind doing a stream at like 6. You know what? Would you guys be able to watch a stream on Wednesdays around like 5 to 6 p.m.? Would that be okay with you guys? Because I want to see like everyone's time to make sure. And this my stream will be okay, Tacoma Comics, he's saying plugging my comics for sale video, hundreds of comics, low prices. Tacoma Comics, I don't think am I subscribed to you? No, Tacoma, Seawater does Wednesdays at 4:30. But he does them 7 p.m. my time. Okay, I'll do a stream 7 p.m. Not 7 p.m. I just read a comment saying that. I just did this. I'm gonna do a stream every Wednesday at 4 p.m. No, at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So every week. Tacoma Comics, I'm subscribing to you. I didn't know that I wasn't subscribed. Tacoma says Tuesdays, not Wednesdays. Tuesdays, I think we have James's stream. You know what? Area 51 best live streams are not the planned ones. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it bi-weekly. So I don't have to do one every week. Okay, you know what? I might do it every Tuesday at 5 through 6. So, guys, mark your calendars. And this is every other week. So, the next stream would be... Seawatered is Tuesdays? Yeah, Seawatered is Tuesdays, but Seawatered... No, I'm saying 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So I don't know what time that is Western. I'm in Eastern. Oh god, time zones gets everyone messed up. Okay, so 5 to 6 p.m. Easterns, Tuesdays, bi-weekly. Yeah, so it'll be right after the British duo. And right before Sea Woodard's. Yeah. Because Sea Woodard is 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, okay, so let me go in the calendar and see what day. So it will be that's still in the November calendar. Okay, so it will be, what's today? Today's the 25th. Okay, it will be December 4th at Tacoma. That's correct. 2 to 3 Western. Yeah. So next stream is December 4th at 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 2 to 3 Western. Not Western. Who uses Western Pacific? And I don't even know what the Central is. Tuesday night would, or Golden Age Tuesday with Simon Comics, it'll be a slobber knocker. Yeah, so I'll post it in the, that's next stream. Next stream. Okay, so next stream, December 4th, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 to 3 Pacific. Is everyone good with that? And UK will be 10 p.m. to 11. And we need a weekly show, like the contest update. You know what? Maybe, you know what? I mean, I could talk with Metarog to remind everyone of the live stream. Maybe. Yeah, Genome says I don't plan on giving any warning when I decide to stream. I like the whole random attack angle. Yeah, I actually might do that. You know what? Let me see. Since I already said that the live stream will be December 4th, let's just do the December 4th. And if I actually prefer like the random thing, I'll do the random. Okay, so the Gray Man says he's streaming now. So everyone, let's go to the Gray Man's channel, check out his stream. So I'll end the stream now. Everyone, wait, Gray Man, you're streaming now? Like, that being sarcastic, because I don't want to tell everyone to go over there and you not stream. But yeah, I think. Okay, so he's doing a live stream. Okay, so, oh, he's joking. Man. Okay, well, I have to end the stream anyway. It's been a fun 118 minutes. Yeah, Area 51 said in your PJs. Yeah, it's been how long has it been? It's been about 2 hours now. So, bye guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. In my first stream, and you guys made it a success. So yeah, so I really liked chatting with you guys. It's really fun. And you know what? Maybe next time we'll do a stream where everyone can come on and talk. But I don't know. So next stream is December 4th, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So bye everyone and take care.